Hello everybody, my name is Kiwi and I just wanted to make a video about something. As you can tell from the title, it's been rough. It's been rough. Um but on the bright side, I got a boyfriend and I love him very much. He gave me this and a bunch of other things. I got a bunch of shit from him. But I digress. That's not what this is about, as much as I love my boyfriend. But so a lot of shit has happened within the past 2 months. Literally just July and August has been kind of hell, right? Except for July 14th, which is when I got with my boyfriend. But I digress. That's probably not the right way to use that. But I'm gonna start with how everything began. So maybe, I don't know, it was sometime in July. Like maybe a couple weeks, so maybe like just the beginning of July. A little after the 4th. We'll say. My dad was fixing the plumbing for the front yard because we have septic tanks. Got two of them, one there and one that way, on either side of the house. And they're connected to the sprinklers up front. But my dad was working on the one that goes to the downstairs area. The one that's on the other side of the house goes to the upstairs, kind of like that. This side, and then there's that side. The house is split into two halves: one septic tank and then the other septic tank. So he was working on that one, the one that connects to their bathroom, to my parents' bathroom. This is going to be so confusing, I'm so sorry. But anyway, he was fixing the plumbing, right? And it's connected to the kitchen. So he fixes it, or so he thinks. He's already buried it, covered it up, whatever. And then the next day, I'm asleep. My brother's next door. He's in the neighboring room behind that shelf. Next door. He's my neighbor. And my parents had stepped outside for a minute, and all of the sewage shoots through the sink and floods the kitchen. So now we have to remodel the kitchen, which they're planning on doing anyway, but not yet. But they don't really got a choice. So that happened, and then flash forward to maybe 2-3 days after the 14th, so maybe the 18th. So the 18th is when my brother got into an accident and broke his foot. And then, a little after that, my gran was hospitalized. And so we went out to go see her at the hospital, and then we went home. It was like a day. We stayed like overnight in a hotel, and then we come back home. And then, not even like a week later, we hear that she had passed away. So we end up having to go back, but before we go back, like the same day that we find out that news, I'm pretty sure, the next day, I think it was the next day, my mom had actually gotten into an accident and totaled the Yukon. So, what happened with that one, that's actually one I think I can talk about. There's this road that has like a narrow bridge area. There's a lot of like narrow bridges in my area. And she's in this big Yukon, right? She's in the Yukon XL, whatever. And then there's this car parked at the stop sign. It's like a 4-way stop, but it's kind of confusing because it's like there, and then it's uneven. So it's like these two are in line with each other, and then there's a stop right here, and then a couple feet that way, there's a stop right there. So hang on, maybe I can draw it. Like that. So my mom is over here. She's over here, but it's backwards. It's upside down. Nope. I just did it wrong. Yeah, I just did it wrong, but you get the point. And on the side that she was on, it's a narrow bridge with two cement thingies to indicate it is a narrow bridge. And so she gets a little too close and goes, hits that curb and lands into a ditch, totaling the Yukon. It lost both of its tires. You know, she had gotten surgery back in May on her right shoulder. And then, now both of her shoulders hurt. So, yeah. And then we went out to go to my grand's funeral, which was like 4 hours away. We were there for about a week, and then we come back and everything is kind of okay. everything's okay for a few weeks. And then the most recent thing that is not hard on the whole family, but it's hard on me. I have 6 cats, or I had 6 cats. I have 5 now. I had a lot of cats. I have 6 cats. I've got Miley, which I've had for a long ass time. She's about as old as my brothers, who are 17 years old now, and she does not show it at all, and she's fat as fuck. And then we've got Kitty, which I got in 2016, and by got I mean she was in my dad's boat, and I literally snatched her out of the boat as a kitten. And then we had Fugitive, which my mom got from work. And then Fugitive had 5 kittens. We gave away 3 of them, and we kept Mander and Tux. And then my beloved Sushi showed up last year, around this time actually, around August. So we've only had him for maybe a year. And so while we were out at my grand's funeral, I hadn't seen him since like the last time we had gone. So like the first time that we went to go visit my grand in the hospital, I hadn't really seen him since then. And then we come back, I see him like once, I'm counting heads. You know, he's kind of having trouble walking, but I'm not really thinking anything of it. He was a little thin, but that's probably because he was outside, right? At least that's what I thought. And so he's okay, and then we go out to my grand's funeral, and my neighbor was actually watching our animals, and she finds him outside again and brings him back inside, but she's worrying because she's like, why is his stomach moving like that? Because he was breathing through his chest, like he wasn't, or no, breathing through his stomach, not like there was fluid in his lungs or something. So I'm freaking out, and then maybe a few days later after we get back, my mom sets up a vet appointment, and we take him to the vet, and they're like, well, we don't really know what's wrong with him. They did blood work, and they did all this stuff. They did blood work and gave him fluid because he was dehydrated because he wasn't drinking. And they were like, they gave him antibiotics, liquid antibiotics, so that we wouldn't have to do anything since he wasn't eating very much or drinking. And they were like, and if that doesn't help, then, you know, the next best thing would probably be to euthanize him. And so, you know, 2 weeks later, on the 21st, you know, he wasn't getting any better. He crawled out of because he was in my room, but he kept pissing on stuff, so I was like, okay, well, he won't have anything to piss on if he's in your room. So he went to my brother's room with a litter box. I had a litter box in here, but he wasn't using it. Probably because it hurt too much, but we don't have anything to, like, make a makeshift litter box. I forgot to mention that the vet thinks that he might have been hit by something, so either a car or, like my dog Daisy, the new dog. She's not my dog, my parents' dog, Daisy. She likes to be a little rough, so they're thinking maybe she could have, like, barreled into him and just, like, really hard. She's a pit bull, so she's pretty fucking strong. But yeah, so they're thinking either, you know, he got into a fight with some animal, he was running from something and he hit something really hard, he was hit by a car. There's all sorts of possibilities as to what had happened to him. But, so he was laying downstairs in the, like, so, because there's this floor, then there's downstairs, like, in the living room and all that, and then there's another downstairs that leads to the garage and the washing machines. He was in the mud room, which is connected to the garage. It's where all the coats and shit are. And he, was just sitting on a suitcase, just kind of dying slowly. And so I don't know if he would have gotten better. He hadn't been getting better. He wasn't eating anymore, because when we brought him back from the vet, I had bought some wet food for him so that he could, like, eat something, because I don't think he could eat dry food. So we got him wet food, and he licked at it, but he didn't necessarily, like, chew on it or eat it. But so we took him to the vet. My mom set an appointment to euthanize him, and so we take him to the vet, and they're like, well, there are some things that we could try to do, but I can't guarantee that it will save him. And, you know, my mom was like, well, I don't want to spend all this money and then not be able to actually do anything, and then have to spend more money putting him down, you know? So that's what we did. It was really hard. It was really hard. I'm gonna cry. I love my cats so much. I love all my animals. But, we stayed there until he was gone. I'll probably make an update to this when I do get his ashes. I paid like $200 to get his ashes, which is like, you know, it's paying to have him cremated, like a private cremation, which is like, I guess where he's cremated and then that's when we get the ashes. So it was $200. And I picked out this little urn that's really cute. And I'm thinking it's gonna end up in my room, probably, since I'm the only one who really gave a fuck. And it'll probably go somewhere over here on my shelf, or it'll be over on that shelf right there. Not over here, because that's where my rats are, and I don't want to risk that being messed up. Or I could put it right here, somewhere on my desk or something. But, yeah. My final straw was my cat dying. It's been rough. I don't think I've ever been this sad. So, it really sucks. It really sucks. Everything sucks right now. Everything. You know, everything. I hate everything. I'm very upset. I didn't want to put my cat down. I really didn't. I wanted to try and save him, but I don't have the money to pay for that, and my mom didn't want to pay for it. So, you know, man, it would have sucked if I wasn't recording right now, but, yeah. And then on top of that, my brother's having some issues, personal issues, so there's also that stress on top of everything else, but yeah. Everything sucks for me right now. It's like my family has been cursed. Yeah. But on the bright side, I've been more consistent on YouTube. I haven't been streaming as much, which I apologize, but the day that I had planned to was when we put sushi down, and obviously I was not in the right headspace to be doing that. It's been like 3 days, and I'm still upset about it. I'm still very sad. I'm not answering DMs. I'm answering comments, because obviously that's a lot easier than having like a one-on-one conversation with somebody who does not care. So yeah, my DMs are closed at the moment, but yeah, I just wanted to update you. Also, I'm fixing all of that, so it might look different in a bit. Not that you can see most of it anyway, because my big ass head and my broken ass chair is in the way. But yeah, I mean, I might move my desk over a little bit, just so that I can do that, so you'll see it more maybe. But I don't want you to see what's over here, because it's just kind of a messy corner. But we'll see what happens. I think it might be better if I move this small table over there, like over here, and then all that. But we'll see. We'll see. I might move my TV too. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting off track. But yeah, that's what's happening. I'm gonna be working more as well next door. My neighbor's small business. So, yeah. Sorry to like rant and bring the mood down, but yeah, that's everything that's been happening lately. More videos coming soon, more TikToks. I'm on TikTok now. I mean, I've been on TikTok, but I'm posting more. Maybe soon I'll figure out how to do my YouTube videos into TikToks, but as of this moment, I do not know how to do that. So I probably need to like double record on OBS. I probably need 2 OBSs. I don't fucking know. I don't know how to do that shit. I digress. Anyway, yeah. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I love you.
Everything changes.